Welcome back to A Life Partner. I am your host, Dr. Mario Torres Leon, coming to you from beautiful Durango, Colorado. And today I am super excited because we're going to be talking about something that is key in the process of healing, and is the aspect of trusting your inner guidance. And today we have a virtual, very special guest that we're going to be bringing to the show because this particular person has clearly trusted his inner guidance to be able to have the global recognition and being the superstar that he is, and that is the artist Bad Bunny. Bad Bunny during this year, he was also the #1 artist recognized by Rolling Stone magazine, and lately, in fact a few days ago, he was recognized as the #1 Latino artist in the Latin Grammys. And this is really interesting to talk about Bad Bunny because Bad Bunny is a very controversial artist. And in fact, many of you who might have heard about him might have heard about the latest controversy pertaining to the Super Bowl and the fact that many people were really divided over the fact, should Bad Bunny be the halftime, show superstar that is going to be doing all the music and so on. But the fact of the matter is, if we actually take a look at the last 10 years and the trajectory that Bad Bunny has had as an artist, many people did not believe in the music that he was doing. There's still a lot of people that don't really like the kind of music or the lyrics, the costumes and so on. But in every single interview that he goes through, something that is very evident is that he always talks about the fact that he followed that inner calling, that inner guidance. And this is really key because in the process of healing, in the process of transformation, there will be many moments where you will be exposed to people saying to you, you know what, that doesn't work. There's always going to be the naysayers that come along the way. And this is not really to make it a beatdown about those people in your life that may not believe in the things that you clearly are sensing inside of you, that are things that work for you or things that you're being called to go in that particular direction. I like to think about that as that inner GPS, which you might have heard about me talk about in the past, that inner guidance, that inner voice that is telling you, you know what, maybe you have tried everything out there. Maybe you've tried medications for your autoimmune illness. Maybe you've gone to all sorts of different retreats. You've had therapy for a particular thing, whether it's something that has to do with your personal relations, or maybe it's a medical condition that you're going through. But the fact of the matter is, you're feeling or you're sensing or you're hearing that inner voice that is telling you, you know what, this is what I'm being called for right now, to go in that direction because this is going to be bringing that healing about or that transformation. And something happens when we start just telling other people, which may happen to you, is that people start saying, no, that's not going to work for you. No, that's not going to be the right thing to do. And then somehow those little seeds of doubt start to sprout inside of us, and we start to go in opposite directions. Meanwhile, if we take the case of Bad Bunny, his music, his trajectory, and following that inner seed that he had inside of him, that this is what I'm being called for, and seeing what happens, no different than the case of Bad Bunny, the same thing can happen for you. In my particular life, there have been many moments where I have felt the calling to do something that is not particularly intuitive. It didn't seem right. However, I just went down that path, and then eventually things start to sprout and they start to generate results that are very, very unique. And in fact, when it comes to the world of medicine, I have witnessed so many things that are not conventional. And yet they have created massive, massive results. When we get into that world, we start talking about experimental things, right? Because conventional wisdom tells us that those things actually don't work. And yet, when we start to let curiosity expand and that inner voice take over, suddenly we start to see new windows that open up for us. For example, we hear a lot of people saying, everything that had to be invented has already been invented. Well, that's an interesting perspective to think about. And if you subscribe to that, well, the fact of the matter is you'll never get to try anything different. Why? Because you're basically going to be adopting whatever you're being told, that this is the way to get from point A to point B, and therefore you're not going to explore your own experiences or your own awarenesses that are coming from unique experiences that you're having in your life. So today, I want to use Bad Bunny as our example here in A Life Partner TV as that prime example of what it looks like and to have real evidence of somebody who exists on the planet to trust your inner guidance, whether it's in your personal life, in your professional life, in your healing life, in your health and lifestyle portions of your life, because that voice is always speaking. And the deeper the awareness that we have about it, the bigger the chances of having very different results. And these are some of the things that we teach our community members, particularly those who are inside of the Alive community. If you have not already joined it, I'll let you know that it's completely free, and there's tons of resources that I have created with my team for you so that you can actually start tapping into how to develop and to trust that inner guidance that is inherent to you, that lives inside of you and inside of every single one of us across the planet. So join the Alive community if you haven't either. And if you have been resonating with this material, let's say that you're new to this content and you have never come across our channel before, welcome here to Alive Partner. Don't forget to like it, to share and subscribe so that other people can actually see more of this content and you can start benefiting from it every single time that it comes out. Lastly, leave me a comment. Let me know what kind of awareness came up for you right now as you think about Bad Bunny or perhaps any other artist that you completely revere, that you respect because they're so independent, they have their own way of marching at the own beat of their drum. And if you associate with that or relate to that, let me know how this particular video about trusting your inner guidance has landed for you today. Leave me a comment and let me know what has woken up for you because of this. I am Dr. Mario Teresli, and I'm so glad to have you here in the Alive Partner channel, and I can't wait to see you on our next video. Until then, trust your inner guidance and let us know what's coming up for you. See you next time.